When I was in the 8th grade, this is what I was like. I had an outrageous obsession with Justin Bieber. I knew his mother's middle name, his hobbies, and even the name of his third cat. But I have a confession to make. I didn't really like Justin Bieber. I spent hours of research and money just trying to fit in with my friend group that was centered around this idol. My actions were a result of fear of being excluded rather than a passion for this 17-year-old rising star. The influence we have on each other is powerful. And I'm here to tell you about the power of your influence and that it does matter. But the extent of our impact on each other goes beyond what we may expect. In fact, our influence can go as far as to literally physically change another person's way. Dr. Nicholas Christakis, a professor at Harvard Medical School, conducted a groundbreaking study. He observed 5,000 key subjects, with half being overweight or obese. Then he studied how their weight influenced the weight of those in their social relations. This was measured by recording the body mass index of every participant before and after the study. Within 32 years, Christakis found that those who were merely acquainted with each other had a 57% chance of gaining weight if one of them had gained weight. But in mutually tight relationships, if one of the friends had gained weight, the other friend had up to a 95% risk of gaining weight. The fact that there's a statistic as large as 95% in guaranteeing the impact of others on us demonstrates how large of a role we play in determining each other's actions. Most of what we wear, our hobbies, our habits, our decisions, everything that we perceive acceptable by our standards are a result of other people's impact on us. I don't study at Harvard. I'm not an expert in sociology, but I have been morphed by others, and so have you. So I ask you to listen, not just because this could change you, but change how you change others. According to Harvard Health publications, there are 3 concepts as to how we influence each other. The first is association. Association is any form of social connection we have to another person, whether it be physical or virtual. People you are associated with discuss their ideas and perspectives around you, and once you become aware of them, you may begin to develop similar viewpoints. For example, this could influence whether you voted for Clinton or Trump. Perhaps Donald Trump's win was driven by the immense amount of attention in the media, which led to discussions in workplaces, schools, and even at home. With Trump's fame trumping the media, people began to conform to the hot topic, which may have allowed him to gain more votes. Excuse me, I just yawned. And in the next 30 seconds, as a reaction, most of you will yawn as well. None of you intentionally thought to yawn, yet a significant number of you did. This is the second concept, the mirroring effect. Humans have developed the mirroring effect as a survival mechanism to build relationships and avoid exclusion. But today, mirroring has us adapting to each other's bad habits unintentionally, such as eating more and exercising less, because those around us are. My personal experience with this occurred when my oldest sister was a senior in high school. Stress levels were building up, homework was overwhelming, college applications were due, and her best friend had just left for college. Little by little, as demands rose, her appetite retreated. By the middle of first semester, her cheeks were pinching inwards, and when she wore her uniform, it appeared as though it was still on the hanger. Over time, I found myself touching my stomach more, eating less, and becoming more insecure with my body. When summer had come around, I had lost 7 pounds. I was 10. Mirroring has us adapting to each other's bad habits, whether we intend to or not, and we need to be aware of these effects. The last concept is peer pressure. Peer pressure are the expectations that we feel others have for us and we must live up to in order to be seen as equal. We are all aware of the negative side effects of alcohol, yet according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, why is it almost guaranteed that 81.6% of us will have consumed a drink before the age of 18? Teenagers are creating pressures by generalizing that those who don't drink are socially awkward, not as cool, and closed off, as described by a few local teenagers. Paul Dillon from Research and Association Australia Training says, quote, Alcohol consumption is no longer accepted, it's expected, close quote. Therefore, we are forced to conform to the expectations of society or otherwise face the stereotypes and exclusion that has been set. Many of us have heard of our principal, Mr. Bradley's famous goose metaphor, which led to this legendary senior prank. Shout out to Mr. Bradley, thank you. But I want to take on this metaphor from a different perspective. According to National Geographic, geese fly in a V formation so they can increase flight efficiency up to 72%. It is vital that the lead goose quacks to keep the others in rhythm so they can reach their desired destination. Now, imagine this. We are all geese migrating south for the winter, and it's your turn to take the lead position. When you are in the lead position, are you keeping others in rhythm so we can all reach our desired destination? People are using association, the mirroring effect, and peer pressure to negatively influence us, but we need to use these concepts to positively influence them. It's not just what you're doing consciously, but subconsciously that can change people. I'm not telling you to unfriend those who may negatively impact you, but that you should keep yourself surrounded by people who uplift you, as well as reach out to those who need your positive influence. We have the responsibility as parents, friends, teachers, and administrators to pull each other out of bad habits and not fall into them ourselves. You have the power to change people. The impact we have on each other may seem subtle, but the results are profound. Be the goose that steers the flock back on course. Thank you.